Yeah, good evening, all of you. And just like my presentation is like a very small presentation, and I would like to have a very informal talk because I got a reference like someone is not coming and I have to take the session. So I'm just sharing my views on trademark exploitation. Like, are we exploiting our trademarks? Okay, so and any my views are also India centric. Like I'm just looking in my perspectives how in India we are really exploiting the trademarks or our intellectual property and how the peoples are going on and all that. So just close my mind. Yeah. So, like in India, what we find, like in the last 2 days, I'm here and I found like people say IP valuation, we have to do a value of the IP, and then we should find a customer also who give that value. Okay, and what I feel is like in intellectual property or in exploitation in IP, I very looks in a point of view like when we see a market, like when we see a vegetable market. Okay, so if you see a vegetable market, and in the vegetable market, for example, in vegetable market in Jalandhar, last year they thrown away the potatoes, but still the potatoes in Mumbai, they still are getting 10 rupees per kg, but in Jalandhar it is 1 rupee per kg. So what we feel is the every IP depends on the market where it is, who is selling and who is the buyer. Okay, well, my thought of view is that. Okay, who is selling and who is the buyer. So it is not always necessary like we can get a value of the IP. It depends on, like for an example, Fash told us, like if we see an example of software. People used to develop the open source software which is freely available or available in a very less price. But if some organization develop a software and have a patent, they can fetch millions of money for that installation. I'm right, Fash? Okay, so it depends on who the customer to whom you are selling and where it is. Now another example, I'm just telling you of my just experience of last month or last to last month and my 3 years back experience of Allahabad. As you all are aware, like Allahabad is celebrating this year the Kumbh. Okay, and like I don't know how many people are aware, like in Indian rituals, when someone dies, we used to take our ashes in Allahabad to put in Sangam. Okay, so in Allahabad what I found is they are exploiting the trademark from last 200 years. And they have a very good revenue model in the exploitation of trademark. Okay, I just want to share that, how they are exploiting it. Okay, so what they have the pandas there. The panda is the person who performed that ritual. Ritual means the ashes of the person, he used to perform a ritual, last ritual, and put it in the Sangam. Okay, and those pandas keep the family history. Family history from last 100 years or 150 years. From last 200 years, they keep the family history in the scrolls. Who visited that Sangam from your home and all that, those keep the family history. And those pandas have their special trademarks. Like someone have their elephant trademark, someone will have the Trishul trademark, someone will have the horse trademark. Okay, they have a jhandas there. Okay, and 500 people are sitting in a plank in the middle of Sangam with those flags. Okay, so now what they have adopted is they are selling their trademark. Selling their trademark means like if the person have elephant their trademark, So they are providing that elephant trademark to anyone who gives them the money. along with the scrolls, the copy of the scrolls of the data, copy of the family history. So for an example, if the elephant trademark holds 10 districts of Agarwals or Banyas in, for an example, Jhansi, Allahabad, and Gwalior and all that. Okay, so they distribute those districts to pandas. So they are selling their trademark, selling their jhanda, the right to use the flag, the right to use the mark in visiting card, because the peoples, when you go down in the station also, the peoples will come to you. Like we are from elephant panda, we are from horse panda, we are from Trishul panda. So the person will say, can you show me the history? Our family history from last 100 years? Who arrived when? So that person can show the history also. Okay, because that is licensed. He has made the copy of that scroll. So they are doing very good business of the trademark licensing. So what I found. So it is embedded in our culture, but in long scenario, in very big corporates or the Indian big companies, MNCs has their full-fledged licensing models, multinational companies. But Indian companies, they somewhere restricts or somewhere mindset is there. They do not market their mark as it should be. Okay. So this is something which I want to tell you. So like this is the mark, if you can see here. There are some different marks are there. Okay, some Trishul is there, and okay. So these are the available there. Okay. Now another example I want to tell you is how we can create the value of the marks, and how we lost the value. For an example, this. Okay. So there you find like in what I find, I have one tool called Search Your Trademark, which searches and watches the trademarks. Okay. What we found in 1950s, Amul is registered by a cooperative society in Gujarat as a trademark. Okay. And this is one of the earliest ad of the Amul in 1960s. Okay. And in 1980s, the Amul is registered as a mark for a Kolkata-based company, Amul, for undergarments. Okay, so but Amul is a cooperative society and they do not have a business interest in anything else other than dairy product. Okay, so they do not have any business interest there. So the marks is freely used by the peoples. Okay, so what I want to tell is like Amul at present, like the last year news it is now $3 billion brand, Amul. Okay, a very good brand it is. Okay, but it is only in dairy product. Only in dairy product, nothing else. But if someone wants, like ITC, Indian Tobacco Corporation, they have come up with classmates, the school pencils, rubbers and all that. If we see Disney, they come up with pencil, rubber, classmates. And if Amul can want to sell, Amul can definitely sold very nicely in those areas. But Amul is no one interested. Okay, but it is a brand and anyone can free ride it. Okay, so what I want to say is watching the mark is very much important at present scenario. Earlier it might be not possible, but in this electronic scenario, if we watch the mark and we can protect it, it will be very good. So no one can free ride or can anything else. Okay. Another point I would like to here discuss is in India there is a need of some kind of licensing show, and everyone should be free enough to express their things for licensing. Like what I have seen in Hong Kong. Hong Kong, they organize a licensing show for trademarks licensing. Okay. And in trademark licensing, like this year only there are 16,000 visitors there. Okay. And not more than only exhibitors are not more than 500 exhibitors are there. But still visitors are more. Okay. And for an example, this is one of the exhibitor there. Okay. And this is one of the exhibitor PPW Sports Entertainment Limited, Hong Kong. They're just licensing the football logo and their logo there. And they have very specifically written what they are licensing, what the price is. If anyone wants to deal, they can deal on the spot. in the exhibition ground. On the spot deal is going on. So that way we have to be enough so we can do on the spot dealing. Here we say trademark licensing, this product, we have to come in the boardroom, do the things, analysis, blah, blah, blah. The thing is that let's money come, what I feel. Okay, we should be clear enough where the product has to be marked. Like this mark, it is looking at licensing scope is in merchandise, territory where you can have Greater China, Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan. They have a specific, like you want to have 5 million t-shirts to be printed, you have 5 millions, this dollar you have to pay. This much discount also they are giving on the spot, if you are having a dealing there. Okay, so on the spot things are going on. Similarly, this is a caricature, is also there in Hong Kong licensing show, and the licensing is there. Okay, where it can be used. Similarly, Disney, we find like Disney pencils are there, Disney rubbers are there for the school children and all that. So one thing I have just talked to you, like why not Amul? But Amul is not interested there in that domain. Okay, but Disney is very much doing their licensing business. Either it is less revenue generation or it may be more revenue generation. But when they start with the less, then only they can grow in the more. Okay. So another point I have to tell is there are Indian characters also, like it is Chota Bheem, Hanuman, and all that. These can be also licensed, and there is lots of potential in licensing. But I think so that we are not enough, like we are going in that way, in brand licensing and all that. It is confined to some multinational corporations, or those have a set procedures. But the ground level licensing, we are not confined with. Okay, like first start doing the business, then the business standards will develop. What I feel. Okay, if anyone have question, I just have a small presentation. This informal talk. Thank you.